Hello and welcome to the Green Machine podcast. I'm David, your host, and joined by Martin. We are live, and as you probably guess, uh, I'm not in Dublin. I was due to be in Dublin, however, some very last minute circumstances beyond my control, should we say, got in the way. So we'll leave it at that anyway. But can't wait to get back over to Dublin in June. Martin, conspicuous by your presence, I see you finally got out of Dublin Airport alive.
I did, yeah, finally. God, that was an absolute nightmare. And I know that a few people have had a few problems today. I got a little tip actually earlier, although I'm not actually in Dublin, so it's not going to be relevant to me, but it might be helpful to others. Go through the security of the other terminal, basically, and come through the little tunnel between them that interconnects. Someone said you can try that. Apparently, that's saving few minutes. So I don't know if that's going to work or not, but yeah, it's absolute chaos.
Probably not. I mean, here's a little picture here. That's actually my photograph. Oh, you can't see it with the banner. She knows quality work. Emma. Here we go. See, that is actually my photograph. See that? And what was it? Kenny said that all my football stuff is a keyboard warrior, and I had a bit of a go at Dublin Airport. But it was a disgrace. I was lucky to get my own flight home, and anyway, it is what it is. But, guy, we're going to go straight onto the starting line. I'm going to be here for about 15, 20 minutes. We won't keep you too much. You want to hear any comments you have, any thoughts you have on the starting lineup? As always, the rules are the same. And let's have a look at that starting lineup. You can see at the bottom of the screen, but let's go through for the crack. So we've got Kelleher returning to goal, Ryan Manning, John Egan, number 3, number 7, Callum Robinson. John Egan, by the way, is the captain tonight, replacing Seamus Coleman. Conor Hourihan, Will Keane starts, Matt Doherty, Nathan Collins, Alan Brown, Darragh O'Shea, and Benny, who's first name.
Benny, yeah. Chidozie Benny. Yeah.
I don't. Chidozie Benny. I do apologise. I'm not at my absolute best here today. So let's have a look on how our. Well, actually, no. We'll talk about that first. So, you happy with the team, Martin? I thought he'd probably stick with the same to galvanise a team ahead of the ahead of the Nations League, but he's gone 6 changes.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised at the amount of changes, to be honest. I thought he would start with the more or less the same that finished on Saturday. That started the game on Saturday. He seems very loyal to a number of players. Interesting as well that I think we all alluded to this afternoon that we were a bit disappointed. Jimmy Dunn, Conor Ronan's not in the squad, but I've read some stuff since then that he's the players he looks at who come into the squad like that they are given a chance to kind of show what they do in training, perhaps learn some of the tactical kind of little nuances that he's working on, and that he rewards them with caps in the next camp. So perhaps that's the situation with Conor Ronan and Jimmy Dunn. Not surprising to see Kelleher. He'd already said he was going to be starting. I think it's a nice reward for Manning being in the team. It'd be interesting to see how he gets on. And again, Will Keane's been in absolutely brilliant form. Quite happy to see him up front. I thought he was quite lively when he came on the other day. Seamus Coleman out. I know you gave him a bit of stick the other day, David. You're blaming him for the 2 goals, which I think is incredibly harsh.
Why is that incredibly harsh? Sorry, I have to stop you there.
I'll come on to that in a minute. But just realistically with Seamus, with his load bearing, also where he is with Everton, I think they just managed that quite well. So I was probably expecting him not to be in the team tonight. I'm not surprised by that. Yeah, so just back to the Belgium goals. I thought the first goal was okay. They should have closed him down quicker, him and Doherty. But I think it was quite harsh. It's actually an incredible finish if you look at it. Again, I've watched it back a few times. The way he moves so quickly. Seamus Coleman's always going to struggle against players like that. Just where he is in his career now, his age. Okay, I'd say he probably should have got tight for the goal. That was that one. I think incredibly harsh, to be fair, to blame him for the second one and call it. I mean, it hit him. It hit him and went in. He didn't lose the man for the header, did he? It's ridiculous to say that.
Right, here's a question. Here's a question, right? If you have a choice between him or Amabamidele in that back 3, who are you playing?
I'd play Seamus at the moment where we are now.
Really?
I honestly would, yeah. I think Amabamidele needs more time to develop. I'm just going to be honest.
He's never had a bad game for Ireland.
No, I know he hasn't, but he's had 3 caps, hasn't he? So you can't bring him in and bring him straight away ahead
Why?
of Seamus Coleman. I wouldn't
Why?
go for it yet. I think still needs time to develop. Got to come back from that injury. I think Seamus brings a lot more to the team at the moment, organisation and stuff. And, you know, I know we say, like, I think we're just all ageist in football anyway. We all say, oh, you're 34, 35, you kind of finished. That's not the case anymore. Seamus Coleman has a brilliant lifestyle. You know, looks after himself. Okay, he came back from that awful injury at the time, but fair play, he did come back. I think he knows his body better than everyone, does the recovery sessions. He's well able to play when it matters, and I think his experience is invaluable still for these next. This is the last throw the dice, isn't it? Not throw the dice. This is really probably the last time that Seamus Coleman's going to be captain. We're going to have 2 more years with Seamus as captain. See if we can qualify for that World Cup.
I don't think.
Euros.
I don't listen. You know, I love Seamus Coleman, and he's a great leader. But you know, when your day's up, your day's up. In terms of a starter, I don't think he should really be starting. He's not in great form for his club, and he wasn't very good on Saturday. And I don't think just because he's Seamus Coleman, and I don't think just because he's the captain, you know, that if he's not in good form, he's not in good form. And you know, it is a form business. It is a results business as well. And I think we kind of have this habit in Ireland to, well, no, like he's our leader, like, you know, he has to get him regardless. No, I mean, as I said, I love Seamus Coleman. He's a great pro, but if he's not producing the goods, Martin, and he's a liability.
At the same time, you're saying that, though, is interesting because Shane Duffy was struggling for a while, and when he came back to play for Ireland, he had a really good game and actually got his career back going. Yeah, but really, the fact that Ireland supported
that coincided with his going back to knuckling down at Brighton.
Brighton, yeah.
Maybe. You know, to be fair, and Shane Duffy was possibly one of our worst defenders. He was at fault for, I think, 2 of the goals against England in Wembley. Bread and butter stuff where he just kept losing his man and his confidence was shot. So even though we stuck with Shane Duffy, and by the way, I love Shane Duffy as well, and he came back to club level and was really, really knuckled down at Brighton from his disastrous loan at Celtic. He did cost us a lot, you know. So
yeah, I think he's developed an awful lot under. I think case in point, though, I think what we're seeing now with this whole Ireland squad, all the players we have are obviously all technically gifted footballers to be a professional footballer in the first place. But I think the interesting thing is I think Stephen Kenny's actually improved an awful lot of our players because they're allowed to play now. Shane Duffy looks brilliant at times, you know, coming out with the ball. There was a moment there, I know I wasn't on the post-game thing for Belgium, although I watched it with great interest on my commute home, delayed commute home. But I watched the game back, and there's an interesting bit in that game where Shane Duffy actually goes up for like a corner at a throw on, I think it is at one stage, to obviously thinking that it's going to, like normally that was the thing, we would have done a long throw in. But actually Ireland went backwards, knocked it around the back 4 still. Shane Duffy did not move from centre forward role for, 20 or 30 passes for that whole move. He was no rush to get back, whereas years ago under Martin O'Neill, if that had happened, that ball hadn't come in, Shane Duffy's just retreating back into his position, resetting. And actually, I think we had a really good chance from that. So it's just great to see Ireland playing really well from that kind of perspective. Again, just back to the team tonight, I think it's fantastic to see Dara O'Shea back. He had joined up with the squad previously, coming back from injury and stuff. Kenny's been very clever there, giving him a cap again, showing him, you've knuckled down, worked hard to get back from your injury. Very unfortunate for him that he got injured in Faro that time. Really happy to see him back in there. I think it gives nice balance to the team as well. Again, rewarding Nathan Collins with a cap. Brilliant. Rewarding Alan Brown with a cap. It's interesting at the end of the game the other night how he said about Alan Brown that he was a player that was really kind of central to his thinking, and he got the goal, didn't he? I think in the playoff. I know he missed a penalty in the shootout and stuff, but he missed that chance, didn't he? That incredible chance he had.
Yeah, I think he post, didn't he?
That goal the other day was a really great goal.
It was a lovely cross.
Bene kept it in, but that we don't have an awful lot of that player. That goal was really reminded me of like the likes of Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard coming attacking the ball, coming an attacking midfielder coming from the edge of the box, attacking the space. The ball's going to come in there. So a really good goal. You don't see that often from Ireland either. So I was very positive about it all, to be honest.
You were in the stands, obviously yourself and Nick. You were in the poor seats while I was up in the gods, not in the god, like with the gods, and the atmosphere they wouldn't stop singing Stephen Kenny's name, would they? The atmosphere is really good. I've never known a manager to actually have his own song. I don't recall one about Martin O'Neill being sung in the stands, or I think Trapattoni was the last one.
Oh, Tony used to be Italian, but he's Irish.
Yeah, I remember what about John Delaney as well.
Oh, yeah.
I will say we are pre-watershed. So
I'm going to be honest though, that has got to stop that nonsense with F Delaney and the FAI. What's the point of that? I don't get the point of that at all now.
Yeah,
because I know we've moved on. Look, I'm going to be the first one. I'm going to put my hands up really strongly here. The FAI has changed. I think football in Ireland has changed on the pitch. We're seeing that with Stephen Kenny. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to be really honest on this. Nothing's changed in the background there. It's still a complete mess to me. I know that quite. Got a lot of friends in the FAI. A lot of people I deal with on tickets and stuff like that. But as far as I'm concerned, nothing really has changed in the last 18 months from the FAI. Still a bit of a shit show going on. Quite pissed off about it, to be honest. But I can see the positivity for Irish football that we are getting progress and seeing, development on the pitch. I'm not going to get carried away with this, though. I think there's a little bit of this sneaking in now. I know good Belgium side. They're really good quality team. They're number one in the world. Their B team, as it was alluded to the other day, are still very, very good players. A lot of international experience between them. Would have been a totally different game with De Bruyne on the pitch and Lukaku, but I just don't want us getting too carried away. We're in a better position from a year ago, and we lost to Luxembourg without doubt. But we've got to kick on now from this game tonight. Yeah, we've got to win 3-0 or something like that tonight. Yeah,
mad, isn't it? You look at it like nearly a year ago, we were losing to Luxembourg 1-0 at home. People were in an empty stadium. People were baying for blood. We, to be fair, we stuck behind Kenny. We saw what he's trying to do, and now you look a year later and they're singing his name, and it's fantastic. But I'll tell you what, Martin, I probably won't be getting a press pass for the next round of games after your comments there. But let's have a look at some of the comments ahead of tonight. Kieran Ball, on the lads to get rid of Umbro to fuck. I agree with you, Kieran. Although not like the Sweden jersey. Jesus, that was awful.
I like it. Yeah, go on. I do have a rant to make on the shirts, but go on.
No, go for it.
I will go now. Okay, so new shirt out. What's going on with that? I don't mind it. I saw it up front. I don't really like the collar and stuff, but I'm traveling over from London and I want to buy my son the kit. He lives in football kits. Always going to get him the Ireland shirt. Went to Blanchardstown. There's only one shop available where you can get it. Elvery Sports, not really big sports shop there. Can't get the shirt. Sold out in most of the sizes. How's that happening around a 4-game window, a 2-game window over 4 days, that you can't get a shirt in one of the biggest shopping centres on the outskirts of Dublin? Got it completely wrong, to be honest, the launch of this. I'm not a marketing person, but for me, basic kind of knowledge of this, I would have had I'd have had a pop-up gazebos with the shirts on sale. Right? They've done it in the stadium before, years ago. They have done it in the Aviva, so they can't say that. Not got an excuse to say we don't sell merchandise in the stadium. They could have. They were selling programs from the little booths and stuff. They could have had shirts and stuff like that on sale and would have made an absolute fortune from selling them, especially on the feel-good factor after the 2-2 draw. Yep. It's criminal how we're marketing these shirts. And again, I want someone to correct me if I'm wrong on this. You cannot get I don't think the blue shirt, the kids' shirt, not the blue, the commemorative one. I don't think the goalkeeper kit was ever available in the shop.
You won't let that go, Lee.
I'm not going to let it go. No, it really pisses me off.
Yeah, if you're watching here, we're not the biggest fan. We're not the biggest friends, shall we say? I've never said anything about John Cornea. Just
I'm not saying anything about Jonathan Cornea. I'm just saying about the distribution generally between our distributor, our licensed distributor for Irish shirts and stuff. I can't see how we're not able to jump on that bandwagon.
It is shambolic.
Honestly, if someone. If the hawkers who sell the scarves and the flags and the headbands and all that stuff, they should. If I was one of them, I'd be printing up Ireland shirts. It's just something very similar without the official badge. It doesn't matter. We're changing our badge anyway and sell them to kids and stuff because we haven't got a clue how to market we have kids wearing green.
I totally agree there. Like, it is ridiculous. You're in the not that I could have bought the thing anyway because I had to run for my plane the other day, as probably most of you did anyway. Nice one, DAA. Brilliant. So I'm not going to get started on that. But yeah, it is ridiculous that you can't buy an Ireland shirt. There was no real shop. around the ground. I believe something to do the actual ground. The shop by the ground is closed, so you can't even buy a shirt in the Ellery shop at the ground because it's closed. And if you go in there, it's mostly rugby and it's like a
It's closed.
handkerchief.
No, it's actually closed down. I was there the other day. They hadn't paid their rates. Apparently, was what I was told by a steward.
Oh,
So,
for God's sakes, only
but
imagine.
like that's just no. Like you've got to be able to sell Ireland stuff around the stadium, pop-up shops. You know,
Especially
it's
now,
just
like
it's
there's
embarrassing.
positivity. There's positivity
Yeah.
around the team, and and we finally have a team that there's a record number of season tickets being sold. People are actually looking for tickets. It's
Even tourists and stuff. We had people behind me during the game the other day. Brazilian fan and American guy. Now it was a bit annoying at times, but they were kind of discussing the rules and VAR, was it there or not? But they were very friendly in the end. But again, you are going to have tourists in Dublin who might have got tickets for that game and they can't buy an Ireland shirt anywhere, and it's so limited. You can't get it around Dublin. That's just ridiculous this day and age. Like what other, Man United, you can't move merchandise and stuff. So that's just not acceptable. I don't think. It's just so short-sighted.
No, I agree. Right,
Anyway, back to the football.
Back to football. We're running out of time here. We're going to be around for the next 5 minutes or so. Jason Dunlop, looking at this game, is purely confidence boosting one. The chance to score a few more goals. Well, they are 137, I think, in the world. So this is a really good chance. We are 7 games undefeated. Hopefully, this should be number 8, and that'll put us in great stead in June. I don't know who will be playing in June or when we'll be playing in June, but that's when the Nations League starts. Stephen Dunn, hi. Skipper from Ringsend. Hi from Skipper from Ringsend. Great stuff, buddy. Under 21 tonight. How you doing, Stephen? Pleased to meet you again. In case you're wondering, there, Martin, someone who had a lot of nice things to say about me. He said he didn't like you anyway. Just saying. Nick, who was there as well, he can tell you. He wants. He's actually there. 4-0 win, he reckons, for Ireland. Seamus Coleman starts on the bench. There's Jason Dunlop. Seamus Garvey, what channel is the game on in the UK? It is on Sky Sports, I think, Arena, and we see a few comments there. Now we can see the team down below, but we'll have a little look. So we like to predict the team, don't we? Let's have a quick look at this. Is Nick's team. Let me take the comment off there. So this is Nick's team, and you can see there that he went for Keller, O'Shea, Duffy, Egan, Doherty, Cullen, Brown, McLean. And he went with Benny, Robinson, and Sykes up front. Not really. Nowhere really near it. I don't think mine was. No, Ronan's not even in the match day squad. Exactly the same. And let's have a look at your one, Martin. Duffy, Coleman, Egan.
Yeah, I thought Horahan would come
Coleman. He's not even in the team.
I know. I thought Horahan would come in for Hendrick, to be fair. So I'm quite happy with that in a way. I thought Jeff Hendrick played really well the other day. That pass against Belgium when he put the ball through and Jason Knight nearly got on the end of it was incredible. He's just been rejuvenated under Kenny. One little bugbear as well. It's an interesting thing. I think why have we got number 10 like Doherty? I think this is a little bit from we had Brady take the number 10 as well. It's probably one of our kind of high profile players.
Contemporary team,
number 10 shirt.
Contemporary numbers.
Perhaps,
And speaking of which, because we've got a couple of minutes left, we'll be both watching on Sky Sports because unfortunately we don't have, but it's not on RT anyway, is it? So, Matt Holland, friend of the podcast and has been on the podcast. Martin, you shameless man. You tweeted Matt Holland, challenge to Matt Holland in commentary to refer to Ireland as the Green Machine in honour of its appearance on the GM pod. Can also add that you got predicted a 2-2 and you're going for 3-0 tonight. You are shameless, Martin. I love you for it.
No, it's no problem at all. I thought it was a nice little challenge to do. He enjoyed his time on the podcast with us. I don't know if he enjoyed too much meeting you the other night, but I had a good chat with
Ray there. Just ask Stephen. He enjoyed it. He felt the magic. He felt the electricity.
I had a good chat with Ray Houghton actually the other day on the flight over. It was really lovely to meet Ray. He's always really kind of, passionate about what we're doing with Ireland and stuff, interested in his views on the team. He said, sadly we're missing someone like Robbie. You have to have a goal scorer, but then we did score 2 goals. Benny is stepping forward a little bit. Robinson as well. I'd like to see him nick a goal tonight as well if he can.
Yeah.
But yeah, brilliant to meet him. But I did message Matt Holland then just to say, just met Ray Houghton, didn't have the heart to tell him your goal was better than his at the World Cup, which, to
be fair, it was. It was lovely.
Oh, God, that is a question to put up, I think. A bit of debate on that one.
Well,
But yeah.
If Matt Holland mentions us tonight, Matt Holland's goal was better. It's as simple as that. Just one more little piece of news. It was announced today that Jurgen Klopp had actually sent a goalkeeper shirt, Caoimhín Kelleher's match-winning shirt, his penalty match-winning shirt, in a Carabao Cup for Liverpool, and he sent it to his old club, Ringmahon Rangers. I hope I'm saying that right. And he actually sent a note saying, basically thanking the club for sending Caoimhín his way. Caoimhín, who, as we know, starts tonight. So that's all we got time for the moment. We are going to be back straight after the game. So full-time whistle, we're going to be back on. So you can join us for a post-game discussion. As always, lads, we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you've got to say. We'll read it out here. We're uncensored. We're uncut. Say what you want. We'll absolutely, we'll read it out. We don't care. Anyway, Martin, we're going to leave it there. I'm going to see you guys. Martin, I'm going to see you, and I'm going to see the rest of you guys after full-time whistle. It's on Sky Sports, not on RTE, or some, if you can get some Arabic stream somewhere. I'm sure someone's showing it. No, don't do that. That would be that's bold. Watch it on Sky Sports. Or go to a pub, if it's still legal. Anyway, we're going to cut out. We're going to see you guys just after the game. Enjoy the match. It starts in 25 minutes. All right.